Hello there, good morning my loves. So as I mentioned, I'm gonna go ahead and make my video of rice. I'm doing chicken rice today, and so my main ingredients for this is gonna be 2 tablespoons of oil, or maybe a little bit less, I'll see right now. Chicken bouillon because I'm making chicken flavored, my 16 ounces of rice, some salt. This is optional, but I always love using bay leaves on my rice, so I'm gonna do 1 small leaf. I got my pan already preheated. It's at medium high because I'm just gonna cook the way I cook. That's optional. If you don't like for it to splatter on you, you can go ahead and do medium heat. But this is the way that I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Alrighty. So at this point, it's already heated. I'm gonna go ahead and add my oil. Like 1 tablespoon, and once my oil is on there, it heated up pretty fast because as I did mention, it is on medium-high heat. And I'm gonna go ahead and just put in my rice. You can go ahead and rinse it, but I don't do it because honestly it looks clean. It's a brand that I trust, and if there's any germs or bacteria, obviously it's going to die because you're gonna cook this thoroughly. So once I throw it in, I'm going to go ahead and stir it. Make sure that all the rice is covered by oil. That way it gets a nice little brown, well, like a little tan color. So obviously my rice is white. We're going to go ahead and let it fry until it gets a, where it looks like it's going to start toasting, because you do not want it burnt. So we're going to go ahead and do this. So I'm going to go ahead and let it cook. Okay, my loves. So I have now occasionally stirred it, keeping an eye that it doesn't over toast, and it is getting its color. It's almost there. One thing I did forget to add on my ingredient list was that you're gonna need double the amount of rice that you use. So if you're, in my case, I am cooking 16 ounces of rice, so I'm gonna use double the amount of water. So it would be 32 ounces of hot water. You can boil it, or you can just go ahead and get hot water from your tap. It's perfectly fine. It's gonna cook, so it's gonna obviously kill all that bacteria if there's any. Alrighty, cool. So at this point, I don't know if you guys can appreciate it, but see how it's getting that color? That's what you want. You don't want to get it any more toasted. So once it's, fried, my bad, fried. I say toasted. Well, yeah, it is a toasted color. Sorry. So I did go ahead and tell you guys about the water, and this is optional. I'm using a 1 little can, 15 ounces. I already went ahead and drained it, rinsed it, and drained it again of mixed vegetables. You can go ahead and do your choice. You can just do 1 can of only corn, sweet corn, or you can do lima beans. I'm doing mixed vegetables. It doesn't have to be canned either. You can use frozen vegetables that you can go ahead and throw in. So at this point, my rice is already fried to the point where I want it to be. And I'm going to go ahead and start adding my water, okay? Cool. You guys saw that, how fast it is? Alright, so I did go ahead and incorporate my 32 ounces of water. Sorry, I was just making sure that there was no rice stuck up there because I want it all to be in the water. I'm going to go ahead and add my vegetables. Come on, vegetables. Awesome. Mix that. Oh, got my oil back. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and get my bay leaf. I said I want to use a small one because it's chicken flavored rice. If it was Spanish rice, I would go ahead and use a little bit bigger bay leaf, or just like 2 bay leaves. But because it is chicken flavor and the taste of chicken flavored rice is a little bit more mild than the Spanish rice, I want to go ahead and use a little one. I'm struggling to get it out because it's small. So I'm going to use a little one, that way it doesn't overpower any flavor that I want it to have. My chicken bouillon. You can use any kind or brand of chicken bouillon. I grew up with Knorr. It works for me, and I have tried other brands that have not convinced me to convert to them, so I stick with what works for me. So it would be tablespoons. I'm going to go ahead and add 3 tablespoons. gonna be 1, 2, 3. There we go. 3 tablespoons of chicken bouillon. I'm gonna go ahead and just stir it to make sure that it dissolves into the water before it starts boiling. That way there's no balls of bouillon, and then it doesn't cook, it doesn't dissolve, and then once the rice cooks, you're gonna have like a lump of the bouillon. You don't want that. So once I go ahead and do that, I'm gonna go ahead and just add, let's see, what would be like 1/4 of a teaspoon to make sure it has flavor and it makes the chicken bouillon flavor stand out. Plus you throw in vegetables, and we all know that vegetables consume, they absorb. It's kind of like potatoes, they absorb salt. So you do want to make sure that you have salt on there. I'm mixing it. Alrighty, so now I can tell the feeling on the spoon on the bottom of my pan that there is no more salt or bouillon on there. So now it's dissolved. So what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to go ahead and turn it to a medium heat, which would be a 5. I'm going to take my spoon out. I'm going to go ahead and let it boil for 2 minutes. In the meantime, while it boils for at least 2 minutes, I'm going to go ahead, grab my lid, and then I'm going to go ahead and cover it, okay? Okay, loves. So I did go ahead, I did grab my lid, I covered it. It has now boiled, my bad, for at least 2 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and give it one last stir. Make sure everything is there. Go ahead and cover it. And at this point that it boiled for 2 minutes on medium heat, I'm going to go ahead and turn it into a low simmer, which would be like number 1 or low on your electric or gas stove. I don't remember what the gas stove is anymore because it's been a while since I've had a gas stove. But you're gonna put it on the lowest. So we're gonna go ahead and let it for 45 minutes. We're gonna not open it and just let it cook, simmering in its own heat and steam, to let it pop, cook fully, thoroughly, beautifully. And just keep an eye on it. Do not open it, just keep an eye on it, just to make sure, because some stoves are different, and I say 45 minutes, but give or take, it might be between 35 to 45, maybe 50 minutes if you know your stove, so you can go ahead and keep an eye on it. I know this one, so this stove at this heat is going to be 45 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and just step away. In the mid time, I'm going to go ahead and do something else with my life. And I'm just going to keep an eye. I'll see you guys when this is done or almost done. Okay, my loves, it's been about, not even halfway, but it's been about 10 minutes, and you can see that it's starting to absorb the water perfectly fine. Alright, loves, I'm back. So at this point, it has been 45 minutes for me. I'm going to go ahead and open it, and you don't stir it because you're going to break it and it's going to look nasty. It's going to look like throw up or something instead of rice. So you fold it. So I'm going to do it from the outside inwards, and then just push it like that. So this time it's already cooked. It has just a little bit of moisture on there, but it's fine because you're gonna go ahead and just keep it covered, and that extra moisture is gonna go ahead and just absorb into the rest of the rice. So just gonna go ahead and just gently do that. And I'm gonna go ahead and just smush, or just kind of like just make it even. Alright, and that is pretty much it. It's done. You can go ahead and take your bay leaf out and go ahead and just cover it, turn it off, and it stays warm. The very little extra moisture that's left, if you keep it with the heat off already and the lid closed, it's going to finish absorbing, and you are ready to eat. Following is going to be a picture of how I serve my rice with what I made earlier on my other video, which is beef heart, sauteed fried with onion and chile guajillo sauce. So thank you for joining in today. I love you guys, and take care. Cheerios.